And running yet, baby. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever the heck you are watching this right now. We have, you guessed it, Nvidia live earnings coming at you very, very soon. The live earnings actually start at 5 o'clock. If you're just joining me right now, well, stay tuned or skip ahead if you're watching this at a later time. But we are going to be here. We're going to be streaming. We're going to be doing this thing big, baby. I think the first thing we need to do is start a poll. But I want to make sure that we got everything up and running properly. We got to make sure my sound's right, make sure everything's doing what it should be doing. There we go. Now we're up, baby. That's what I like to see. So we need to start a poll here, okay? Right now I got the S&P 500 up. We can take a look at Nvidia. We can see how Nvidia is looking. I think the first thing we need to do is start a poll. I want to make sure that we got everything up and running properly. There we go. Now, we got Nvidia up. Let's look at the daily, and then we'll zoom in. I just want to make sure everybody is aware of where we're at. We have a key breakout area of this 958 or 959, okay? We'll just call it 960 to be safe. 960, okay? It failed this morning at that area, which it should, because everybody's going to be waiting patiently for today, for the earnings. Sure enough, here we are, baby. So, if this is your first time ever tuning in on an earnings call, we have to wait until they allow us in, which is going to be about 5 o'clock is when the earnings is going to start. That's when my ass will shut up and let you guys listen to everything that is going on. So I have signed us up for this. They're going to send me an email out about 15 minutes before it starts. So until then, we're going to hang out. We're going to keep an eye on the video. We're going to talk about trading. We're going to talk about what is necessary, what we're looking forward towards, you know, and all of that good stuff. So Nvidia right now, just trading sideways on the daily. If we look at Nvidia here, you can see it had this big pop up. I was actually really proud of this one. We were like, what's up, Zamora? Zamora, good to see you in here. Zamora, Bob, Dan, Bob, always the greatest moderator alive. It's good to see you guys in here. So Nvidia this morning, I was even calling it out, you know, if you're not aware of it, if you don't have the buying power, the purchasing power to buy NVDA or sell short NVDA, you can use NVDL. NVDL is a beautiful derivative. It is a levered ETF. This levered ETF you can buy, you know, instead of paying the $940, you can pay the $43. All right, so it's a nice way to buy or to get into the trade of things, into the swing of things, if you will, without using every single dollar you have in your account, depending on how big your account is. B Stewie's in here. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Yeah, that's kind of my the emoji you used is kind of what I is kind of how I feel when you're watching this. But it's good to see. It's good to see Nvidia. It's good to see it here. It's good to see that it didn't break out. I didn't want to see it break out and make all-time new highs today because when it does that kind of crap, the issue with that is you usually see a pretty harsh pullback right at earnings. It pulls back, it gets everybody out, and then it continues higher. So it's good to actually see this thing continuing higher now. Just trading sideways for the overall day. But this morning I called out in the chat the NVDA, if it broke up, we could have a nice breakout this morning. And I noticed that it broke out and it started to pull back right away. I ended up taking a short sale trade on this, but because I am overall bullish on NVDA, I wasn't in it for too long. I just made a little bit of money on it. I think 50 or 60 bucks. NVDL, let's take a look at it. And I can just show you here, I made $45 on it. It was just a quick trade, and seeing it was getting rejected, I just grabbed 100 shares and held on to it for a short period of time, played it back down to VWAP, and then let it go. Sure, I could have made a lot more money on it, but again, when you have a bullish bias in a specific ticker and you're going against that trade, it's harder for me to hold for the longer trade. So we made a little bit of money in NVDL on the short side today, but now I'm expecting this thing to do really well today. This breakout area is going to be one that we really want to watch, that 960 area. This absolutely beautiful basing. You get this big cup here, nice little handle. We can even look at this thing on the weekly. This is like, it's beautiful, guys. It's a beautiful little cup here. I like it. So we're going to see what earnings wants to do. We can even look, let's go ahead and dive a little deeper into the earnings while we're waiting. So if we look at the earnings here, and I'll bring it up here. I'm not going to act like I'm some guru here on earnings, but this is what I like about TraderView. You have these simple charts where it shows their earnings. And see this nice steady line up here? That's what you want to see in a leader, right? A nice steady line trajectory where they're constantly earning, they're gaining money. And then you can see here their earnings from Q1 2023 to Q2, Q3, Q4. Now we're into Q5 1, and we are expecting to even move higher than this. We're expecting an estimate of 560 EPS, so that would be nice to see. And they're constantly on a beautiful net margin increase here. You know, Q3 51% net margin, 55.58 net margin in the next Q. So what are we going to see? We want to see better numbers, obviously, if we want to see this thing continue. But don't let it fool you, guys. Whatever happens in Nvidia today, it's going to affect the whole market. It'll affect the whole market. And not even, you know, it's not just about their earnings. It's really about their guidance here, too. So you might get a very bullish outlook on their earnings, and they'll say, wow, they made a ton of money. But how much money are they going to continue to make? Because their competitors are now starting to try and get into the space. Apple, Amazon, they're all trying to get, I don't know about Amazon, but Apple for sure is trying to get into that chip space. We can actually look that up and see what other companies had announced that they wanted to make their own chips. I mean, if Nvidia is making so much money and the AI space is so hot and it's such a big area, you know, why not? Why not set aside some hardware and some time to make those components for those chips? So right now, Nvidia is having a nice little pullback here. We'll just leave this up here for you guys so you can see it clear as day. I can even zoom in on this more so we can actually watch Nvidia a little clearer. And then, of course, I will be keeping my eye on that email. So once it comes in, we will be first to know when the earnings call comes out. So, how's the music? Can you guys hear the music okay? Let me know in chat, please. I want to make sure the music's not too loud, but I also want you guys to hear it because I don't want to just ramble today. I want to leave it nice and chill. While we wait, we can hang out and we can watch and wait. See what happens with Nvidia here. I took a few trades today. I'm still holding Flex. You guys can see what happened with Flex here today. I'm in from down here at 29.70. I bought it this day on the trend breakout, base breakout. It almost stopped me out here yesterday. I was within a penny of stopping out, and this thing tore off. We're up $361 on it today. 311 total. Actually, we're up a little higher than that. We're about 411 total. I exited out 1/3 right here. So I made close to $100 on it right here. So we're up about 411 total on the trade. Well, that's a nice little win for me. You know, only had to hold it for 2 days and we're up this high. Regardless of the dollar amount, you can see when you buy something and you're up 5% in your account in 2 days, that's a beautiful win right there. I did short ENPH today. I had trouble finding where I wanted to get in on this. I ended up taking this short somewhere up here in the 123, 124 area, and I exited after it bounced off the VWAP. I exited about 121. I made about $400 on that trade. So it's a good day. It's a good day today. The issue that I have, because I about broke even today because Netflix had a big pullback today. So I'm still up another 237 on this whole overall trade. Of course, I sold about 20 of my shares into this huge push up. So we're up wildly on the trade. I think we've sold about $600 worth of this trade. And we're still holding 15 shares. We're down 165 on the day, but still up 234 total on this trade. Google, we're still holding Google. We're down $87, $88 on the day, but but we're still up another $326 in total on Google. And if you guys aren't familiar with the Google play, this is the trend breakout right here. Nice trend breakout trade. But it's not about Google. It's not about Flex. It's not about Netflix today. It's about Nvidia, baby. And I promise you, when Nvidia comes out with their earnings, you are going to see some wild movement here, regardless. You're going to see it in Nvidia. You're going to see it in the overall S&P 500. You're going to see it across the board. Oh, and that's something else I want to look at today, too, just while we're all right here. Look how close we are getting to the 10-day moving average. Once we touch that 10-day moving average, I'm calling my financial advisor. I have another $100,000 that he needs to get invested for me. It's just sitting on the side. I exited this out when we broke this 21-day moving average over here, and I was only half vested. So we've made all that up. I've made a little bit of money, but because we're on a power trend, I still don't want to buy extended. So I'm calling him once we touch this 10-day moving average. Hi, Frank. I hope you're listening. It's good to see you. You'll be hearing from me soon. No, we had a nice pullback today in the market. I had one of you guys reach out to me and say, hey, what's going on? Why is the market failing? Always zoom out to the daily. Always look to the left. We are, when that was said, we were 50 cents away from all-time highs. 50 cents. Guys, don't panic in this market, okay? Don't panic. This is a beautiful pullback. We actually have just been trading sideways for quite some time now. So it's actually really nice to see it trading sideways, because that's one of the best possible scenarios in the overall market, is just to trade sideways. If you're trading sideways, it shows that there's possible accumulation in the overall market, okay? All right, now we're gonna go back to Nvidia, because we wanna see what's gonna happen with this thing in the after hours. We can see this thing is just already moving around very fast. Let's zoom in on this. We'll give it a 5-minute, so that way we can see a little bit more of what's going on here. We'll go back as far as to this day, so we can see where its last area that it was smacking into. And you can see now right here, guys. Let's see, Aftermarket Central, the earnings conference call. Okay, be ready, guys. Let's see, let me bring up the news. And you guys are going to know right away when this thing comes out. You know, right away when this thing drops. It's going to hit us hard. We'll have the numbers right here for you. All right. The first piece of news is that the shares are trading lower after the company's Q1 earnings report after the close. Stocks fell on Wednesday following the release of the Fed meeting minutes. Yeah. The Fed meeting minutes. Equity markets lower after Fed meeting minutes. Nothing though, just a nice little pullback, cute little pullback, if you will. We are running right into the end of the day. We're going to see what happens with the overall NVDA. The earnings call is 4 p.m. Central, or I believe that is going to be 5 o'clock Eastern. Wow, something's moving. I think my FLEX is moving. My account just chirped to the north side. That's nice to see. Oh, I see you guys spamming the 100s and the hearts. You know I love that. I appreciate you. Here we go. We got about 2 minutes till market closes. The earnings are supposed to come out just after market close. I imagine, if it's not right after, let's see. Let's just take a little peeky gander. Let's take a little peeky gander. So the earnings call is at 5 p.m. Eastern. That's what we're here for. But I just want to see when they're actually going to drop. Oh, it's right after the bell. So be ready, guys. It's right after the bell. Here we go. Drum roll, please, with 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go. Guys, while you're here, well, we only got 1 minute. Look at my screen. Smash that like button. Let's get these like buttons up for me. If you're not subscribed already, please do so. It helps the channel grow. It helps the community grow. And here we go, baby. We got about 1 minute left. It's going to be a beautiful thing, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Here we go. We're going to get these numbers going to pop up right away. You're going to hear them first. You're going to hear it first. You're going to see it first. And you're going to see some movement, baby. The market is about to get L-O-U-D. L-O-U-D, baby. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too. We got 11 you in here already. It's going to be a good earnings call too, so make sure you stick around for that earnings call. Earnings call is going to be at 5 o'clock. We're going to cover this all the way through. I promise you we're going to see a lot of volatility for at least the first 15 minutes of this, and it's going to be immediately after market bell is what they have. I'm going to take a little sip. This one's for me because I think this is going to be hot. It's going to be hot. It's going to be a hot, fiery sauna in this biscuit here in about 20 more seconds, guys. All right, here we go. Woo! Question is, do I take the breakout? No. I'll wait till tomorrow. I don't play earnings, guys. That's a gamble. But if you're in it, I'm rooting for you. Let's go. Here we go, guys. All right, markets closed. We're waiting for those numbers to come out. They're going to be dropping right here, right now, right in front of us. So when I get them, you're going to get them. You're going to see it first here. Oh, yeah. This is the part. This is the part where you're kind of like, you got your hook in the water. You know you've baited it properly. You know you're going to get a bite. You're in the perfect fishing hole, but you don't know when it's going to bite, and you don't know how big the fish is going to be. And I promise you, because of computer trading, right? Because of the way AI is now, the way people use their computers to trade. Sorry, I'm trying to stay hyper-focused. We'll tell you guys something. You're going to see the markets move before I can even spit out the news. That's how quick this happens. So it's going to read, the computers will read the data the second it comes out within a half a second, right? And it's going to start trading immediately, okay? So you're going to see movement before I can even start talking. That's what's crazy about this market, all right? So before we even can understand what we get in the market, we're going to see movement on the charts. I promise you that. And this will move the markets. There's no doubt in my mind. Nvidia has been, it's all eyes on Nvidia right now. It's all eyes on Nvidia right now. So if you're tuning in, you're not the only ones. There is so many people out there. Nvidia's getting a little bit of movement already. I mean, we're jumping up and down $1 before the earnings even come out. These are gamblers right here. If you see this moving around, these are the gamblers that are trying to buy or sell shares right here, right now, right before the news drops, man. And I can tell something's going on with the market. I can tell because my portfolio is heading higher as we speak. So, all right, we're starting to move up higher now. 950. We're almost at 951 here. Now, remember that breakout area, and I have no doubt in my mind we can get back up and through 960 today. So we're starting to get a lot of movement here. We're moving up and down $2 at a time now. We're just waiting on those numbers to come out, guys. Trust me, I'm keeping my eye on this. You guys don't even have to worry. Sit back, relax. You let my stomach get tense, okay? Unless you got too many shares in this thing. But I promise you, if you guys have a 401k, a Roth IRA, or any type of investment vehicle that you have parked your money in, you do have money in NVDA. And that's why I say when Nvidia goes up, the rest of the market will also react the same way, because there's a lot of your ETFs, the S&P 500, the QQQs, your 401k or your Roth IRA is probably in one of those ETFs that follow, which are also in Nvidia. So keep that in mind. We all want to see Nvidia go higher. It's a very heavily weighted stock inside the overall market. So it's good to see it go higher. Now, if you have puts, hey, I'm rooting for you. I hope you make money. But of course, I want to see Nvidia go higher. I want to see you make money, but I do want to see Nvidia go higher as well. We're still waiting. We're still patiently waiting as my leg bounces about 1 million. I'm running a marathon right now. You should see my leg. I don't even have any money in Nvidia except for what we just covered, right? So, I mean, I do have money in Netflix, Google, Fannie Mae, and a little quicker mover, FLEX. And I guarantee all of those are going to go up. If Nvidia goes higher, Netflix, Google, they'll all go higher as well, especially Google. Now, Netflix being a leisure, in the leisure ETF, most likely won't go higher. But Google is definitely hand in hand with Nvidia on the whole AI effects. They're focused on AI. Nvidia's an AI stock. So if Nvidia goes up, Google goes up, Meta goes up, MU goes up. What else do we got? We could even MCHP goes up. Taiwan Semiconductor, AMAT will go up. Not KLG. That's not the same. But yeah, guys, we're just waiting. We're patiently waiting here. I did Google it, of course. I did Google it. I wanted to make sure, when does NVDA report earnings? And it says right here when I Googled it, first quarter earnings after the bell. Nvidia reports first fiscal quarter earnings on Wednesday after the bell. Well, it's after the bell. It's not going to tell us the exact time. But that's okay. We're waiting patiently. We're here. We're in it to win it, baby. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We bring you bite-sized data. I do live trading. We go in our Discord, which is also absolutely free. And if you're trying to learn a new strategy, we just covered the base breakout strategy last night. Okay, that's what Flex is. FLEX, the stock I showed you, where I'm up about $350 today on that. That $350 came from a base breakout strategy, and we followed our strategy. We followed our rules to a T, and that's why we're up money today. There's plenty of trend break strategies as well. We did that last Tuesday. We're going to be going over a little masterclass, as Dan Bob likes to call it. We'll be going over a masterclass on how to set alerts, because it is very important to set multiple alerts and to reset your alerts. I had to reset some alerts today. So keep that in mind, guys. It's all free. So like, subscribe, and make sure you go into the what is it called? I don't even know. Act like you know what I'm talking about. But click on that, and you'll find our Discord. I have a link tree in the description. Bam! It's in the description, baby. Check the description, baby. And that is where you can find the link tree. And that is where you can find our free Discord. And that is keeping it real gone wrong, baby. Come on, Nvidia. Let's drop some earnings like it's hot. 5 o'clock, guys, at 5 o'clock. So in a little less than an hour, we will have the earnings conference call too. The market will move with this conference call as well. They're going to be talking about future products. They'll be talking about what they expect to come, the issues that they're having. They basically speak to the investors, the real investors that are out there. They give you the insides, all that good stuff. So that's coming up very soon. So we're watching, we're waiting. Let's get these earnings out here, baby. Yes, sirree. It won't be long. Now, the stock has now slowed. We're just chilling at 951 even right now. It's just kind of hanging out here like some bad breath. It's not going anywhere. Nobody's really talking about it, but you want to say something about it. 951, it's just chilling here. I promise you guys, the second the earnings drop, 951 will be left in the dust one way or another. So it's very, very interesting to see. We had a nice little run up, all throughout the day. We had a big pullback at that resistance area of 957. Made a little money on the downfall, but like I said, we didn't hold on to this. I didn't expect it to come down this far. We made a little money on the pullback here for the day. Because we knew it was going to be range bound. I've been talking about how Nvidia is going to be range bound until earnings, and that's exactly what we got. We can even zoom out to the hourly, and you can see we've been range bound. We stayed within the bottom and the top. We just stayed within it, and it just kind of chopped around here for a little while. On a beautiful uptrend, though. There's no denying that. A beautiful uptrend here. Look at this beautiful uptrend. I mean, you can see it. It's clear as day. That's a beautiful uptrend on the hourly. That's what you want to see in a strong stock. You want to see this thing getting tighter and tighter and tighter. It is looking pretty tight, and if it breaks out of this area, I think we can see new all-time highs today if the earnings come out properly, right? If they come out and they've beat or they've even managed to come out break even on their earnings, or as expected on their earnings, I think we can still see new all-time highs with this. It's really going to be their guidance, I think, is going to be the most important part. We want to see their guidance come out showing that they're expected even future further growth of this company. So if we can get that guidance, yeah, Adam, what's up? Good to see you, Adam. Let's go Nvidia, baby. That's what I like to see. So we want to see the guidance. We want to see the numbers come out, and the numbers are going to show us, you know, where they're sitting. But just keep in mind, we are still at resistance. We got to break through this 950, 958. You know, if we can get through this now, well, I'd rather just call it 960, the psychological area of 960, and that's what we smacked into today, right at 960. You know, right at 960, that thing smacked into it, pulled back hard, and now we bounce off this trend area. Did it come all the way down to its trend, which is, you know, in my opinion, a bullish signal. It's showing that it can't come down, it can't bounce off this area, and it just keeps on wanting to head higher. And you know, the higher it goes and the more it hits its head and the less it gives back, the stronger the stock looks, in my opinion. So this is looking very bullish. Now we just need the numbers to come out. My day? How's your day, Adam? My day was pretty good, actually. You know, like I was saying earlier, I pretty much just hedged my account. We had a big pullback in Google. We had a big pullback in Netflix. We had a beautiful day in FLEX, of course. You were in on that with me, Adam. Adam actually called FLEX out. It wasn't the prettiest base trade, but we played it. We stuck to our rules, and we made 350. Well, I think actually, Adam, did you take more shares than I did? What was your risk, Adam? How about that? Can you tell me where you, and I know your R multiples. You could just tell me how many R multiples that you use on your risks, but I know that you did really well on Flex today as well, because we got about the same price. So my day was pretty good, and then shorting ENPH, I made about $400 and something on that, but that basically just covered what I lost in the pullback of Netflix and Google, which is nice. I love to hedge my account. If I'm expecting a pullback, which I did in Netflix and Google, you can't go straight up every single day. So I hedged that account. I took a short on ENPH when it finally, I fought it for a little bit, but I finally found that short, and I made up the losses on trying to fight it, and then I also made up the losses in Netflix and Google on those pullbacks. Even though I'm still wildly up on Netflix and Google, it's nice that as they came back, I didn't have to lose any of that money because I made it up shorting something else. So just trying to hedge that account as it comes down. It's really been working for me. Back in the day, I would try and do stuff like that, and it would confuse me. I'd get too caught up in it. But guys, don't you worry. I'm keeping a very close eye on NVDA. Once these earnings drop, you better believe you will be the very first to hear it. You're going to hear it here. You're going to hear it now. You're going to hear it first. Yeah, Flex was good. Had 200 shares and sold half at 2R. Heck yeah, dude. So I grabbed 300 shares and I sold 1/3 at 2R. So we're holding about... I only had a few more shares than you, but it's beautiful that we both caught that. I know that you took a few more shares on CENX. Did you end up taking anything out on CENX? Did you get your 2R out on CENX, or did it not hit your 2R on that? And while he's answering me, guys, I want you to just take a look at the screen really quick. I want you to do me a big favor. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. Let's refresh this. Let's see where we're at on this, guys. We're at 7 likes. I think we can do better than that. Go ahead, smash this like button. If you guys haven't already, if you're new to this channel, I bring everything for free. I see we got an extra subscriber. I do appreciate that, guys. That's a beautiful thing. So smash that subscribe button while you're there too. And then that way you can keep up on all of the data that I bring out, all of my trades. We also have a Discord, yada, yada, yada. You know the drill, baby. But yeah, let's start a poll, guys. What should the question in the poll be? Let's go ahead and bring this poll up here. Let's start a poll. Let's do, will Nvidia end up green or red after the earnings call. And then we'll do green, red, or one more option. There we go. We got a poll up, guys. Go ahead and vote on the poll. We'll have some fun with it. Let's see if there are some bears in the house. There's some bears in this house. There's some bears in this. You know, you guys already know I'm kind of bullish on it, but I don't want to give you guys too much, you know. You made 1R? Good. Good. Glad to hear that. Yeah, I ended up stopping out on CENX today, but it was nice. I can't remember if it was 1R or 2R on it, but CENX kind of got me a little excited, man. I thought that was going to be the nice breakout, and I thought we were going to stop out on Flex, and sure enough, we ended up making a ton of money on Flex today. But that's not what we're here for, baby. We're here for NVDA, and we're still waiting on those numbers to drop. But I promise you, when they do, we will know. We're going to see movement in the chart. We're going to see numbers come across the screen. Things are going to be popping, baby. And then don't forget, in 45 minutes, we will have that conference call. They will have a beautiful conference call. I signed us up for this, okay? Mo Wealth, yeah, good to see you in here, brother. Glad you're here, brother. Yeah, Mo Wealth, you've been having some awesome call outs on some beautiful tickers. I would like to just commemorate you on that. It's not often we get somebody newer in here, and with only 7 months of experience, Mo Wealth, I'm proud of you. I'm glad to see that you're part of the team. That's what we want. More like-minded people in the community watching for those base breakouts, watching for those trend breakouts, and playing a swing trade momentum strategy. More minds in the hive together, the better off we will be. Do you see what I did there? More minds in the hive, the better off we'll be. That's pretty damn good. I mean, I am a dad, right? Anyway, guys, Nvidia is trading at $951.50, so we're about 50 cents higher than where we were lingering around, like that patch of bad breath we were talking about earlier. But like I said, guys, none of this matters. It does not matter where we are at right here, right now, because in the very near future, the market is going to get a big catalyst here, and that is NVDA. That catalyst is Nvidia. What is going to happen? Only time knows the answer to that. I don't know the answer, and if you have a guru out there that's telling you he knows the answer, well, I promise you he won't be around for too long, because eventually he's going to blow up. Nobody knows. Earnings is a gamble. Even good news sometimes is bad news for the market. And I know that first and foremost because I bring that data to you. Sometimes when we get a good catalyst on data, you can see it's bad due to inflation. We don't want to see more people working. We don't want to see a strong economy. We want to show Papa Powell, you know, that we are having less job demand, that we have more unemployment, that we have more economic contraction, so that way we can reduce those Fed rates. If we reduce the Fed rates, then guess what happens? The market blooms. People start spending money on equities. The market takes that as a beautiful sign. So you can know that sometimes bad is good. Stephanie Swan, what up? I hate that they released after hours. Yeah. Oh, if you have anxiety, Stephanie, you have a few shares in this, don't you? Okay, well, I'm glad you're sweating. I don't play I don't play these earnings, and yes, if they do it in the after hours, B. Stewie, I do have a crystal ball. Actually, you guys, take a look at this. Take a look at that. Oh yeah, we're getting some movement in the market now. 950.44. B. Stewie, you know where that crystal ball came from, baby, and that crystal ball always says bullish, because I'm always bullish on your 401ks and your Roth IRAs. I'm always bullish on the overall market. I'm always rooting for America, baby. America! You know the rest of it. We're just waiting on these numbers to come out. Once they drop, you guys are going to see it here first. So make sure you check on that poll. We got 89% of you saying green so far. Looks like we got one bull in the house. We got one bull in the house. Well, I don't know, I'm guessing. 11% of you said red, and apparently nobody likes turtles. Am I the only one that likes turtles in here? Come on. Anyway, guys, NVDA, It's just moving around. It's going to be range bound for a little bit. Let's see what happens when these numbers come out. And if we look, if we look here, you can see this trajectory it's been having is absolutely beautiful, fiery, hot. It's just heading to the north side. And if it can continue with that same trajectory, we are going to see a beautiful making in the current time and price. I just made eye contacts with my kids. They're like, uh-oh, was I too loud? You guys are good. Love you, boys. Anyway, they're excited for Nvidia's earnings too. Only kidding. They're probably not, but I tell you this, guys. If Nvidia can break all-time highs today and then have continuation tomorrow, we're going to see an epic storm. We're going to see the S&P 500 going crazy. We're going to see all the other stocks like MU, like Taiwan Semiconductor, like AMD, AMAT, M-Chip, all of those. Every single one of those. It's going to be a storm of people flooding into the market for the fear of missing out. So if anybody was a bull or a bear in that situation, they're going to be flooding into the market. But I feel like there's a lot of tendency. Oh, and here we go. And we're out. We have a huge downside. Look at this beautiful pullback here. We're all the way down to $925 as it continues. Here's the earnings release right here. Record quarterly revenue of $26 billion, up 18% from quarter four and 262% from a year ago. So beautiful news. And look at that. That's why we watch this, ladies and gentlemen. It pulled all the way back to 919, now making new highs. It's a rip tater chip, baby, up to $969. Breaking new all-time highs here. This is absolutely beautiful. You're going to see a lot of fear in missing out in this trade. But do keep in mind, even though we have this beautiful, beautiful earnings, huge revenue, huge up, 18% from Q4, 262% from, you have to be careful. These look absolutely beautiful. Record quarterly data center revenue of 22.6 billion, up 23% from Q4 and 427% from a year ago. This is astronomical, guys. Nvidia is ripping to the north side. We almost made it up to that $1,000 area, 997.92. You heard it here first on the David Worrell channel, baby. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. This is absolutely amazing, people. Woo! I have goosebumps. If you are not excited about that movement in the market, I don't know what the hell you're doing here listening to the earnings. And remember, guys, in about 40 minutes, we're going to have the conference call come out. They're going to be talking about what exactly is going on. What is going on in the Nvidia earnings, why we had such a push, and what is going to happen in the future. So what a beautiful push. We're sitting at $990 right now for Nvidia. That's what you want to see in an earnings, baby. So let's go over these while it starts to calm down. And keep in mind, now that we had such a beautiful push to the null side after a pullback, you're probably going to see some fluctuation here. So let's go over the numbers. Record quarterly revenue. Record quarterly revenue. I'll just pull this up right here so you guys can see it with me. Record quarterly revenue of $26 billion, up 18% from Q4 and up 262% from a year ago. Record quarterly data center revenue, $22.6 billion, up 23% from Q4 and up 427% from a year ago. 10-for-1 forward stock split effective June 7th. Dan, Dan, you were absolutely right about the news that you heard. The insider information. Dan Bob's got insider information in this biscuit. I'm telling you, he's been saying, I've been hearing it. The rumor is they're going to be doing a stock split. Well, mark your calendars because June 7th, they're going to be doing a stock split, baby. And that's what people want to know because when they split those stocks, okay, they said 10-for-1, meaning if it's at $1,000, they're gonna split the stock 10-to-1, so it'll be $100. Okay, so if they split on June at 1,000, then everything's going to be 100. 10-to-1 stock split. That means more people can get invested in Nvidia. That's a beautiful thing. And then also quarterly cash dividend raised 150% to 1 penny per share on post-split bias. So what a beautiful, beautiful thing. St. Clair, Calif, May 22nd, Global Newswire. Nvidia today reported revenue for the first quarter, April 28th, of 26 billion, up 18% from the previous quarter, up 262% from last year, and we're trading at $993 currently right now. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 really quick to see what it did, and just as we expected, a big push in the overall market. I told you this would move markets, and it sure as hell did, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so happy we could experience this together. If you haven't already, hit that like and that subscribe button. I bring this all to you for absolutely free. Join our Discord where we go over our trades, our base breakout trades, our trend break strategies. And don't forget, guys, in about 36 minutes, we have the earnings conference call. Yes, I signed us up for the earnings conference call so that way you could hear it first. And so that way you don't have to go and sign up. So that way you don't have to try and get everything set up. You can come right here, hear the news, get the data, get the numbers, get this amazing piece of art in front of us right here, right now. A beautiful push-up. We had a pullback on beautiful news all the way back down to 919, and then rip tater chip, we went as high as 997.92. Let's move out to the hourly here and take a look at how this looks. All-time highs. This is exactly what we talked about right before earnings dropped. I said there is no doubt in my mind that we can see, if we get good numbers, a break of that all-time high, and sure as shizzlenit, we did, baby. 997.92. 997.92. Now, Stephanie Swan, you were shaking in your boots. I think you had a long trade, and I think you are making some money, baby. That's what I like to see. We all want to make a little bit of money. Trading at 990 even right now. We're going to see what happens in this overall market. Now, we still have quite a bit of time and quite a bit of things ahead of us. That conference call, all that CEO has to do is say, you know, if you look at what you clicked on, that that thumbnail, I thought that was pretty interesting. You know, you got him pulling up his sleeve, you know, showing his tat. If he comes out and pulls up his other sleeve and shows an like AMD tat on his other arm, you'll see the stock shares plummet. You know what I mean? So let's hope the CEO comes out and he has nothing but good news to say for Nvidia. So they're increasing the quarterly dividend 150%, which means they're going to be up an extra penny per share. All right, so an increase in the dividend, hell yeah, that's going to be great, especially all the old timers that are holding that, especially the Roth IRAs that I have plenty of shares of, your 401ks where you have plenty. I know if you have a 401k or Roth IRA, you own Nvidia. Nvidia is one of the top stocks. It's just like an Amazon or a Meta or a Google or a Tesla. It's a big boat now. It went from a multi-million-dollar company to a billion-dollar market cap, guys. This is a huge stock, and we just watched this thing rip from $920 to almost $1,000. That is how much interest in this. AI is real, and there is no going back from here, guys. I promise you that. We are going to see AI take over very, very soon, and I don't mean it in a scary way. I mean AI, we're already using it. I think it's so deep ingrained in all of us right now, you don't even realize what you're using it. When you go on Amazon, they're using AI to track the things that you click on. They're using that to create an algorithm so that way it recommends the things that you like to buy. And people say that's scary, but hey, I don't want to look at whistles. No, I want to look at the things that I usually buy, or things that it might want to recommend me to buy. It might get people to buy more, but if you're smart about it, you know, that's a little different, you know? So anyway, guys, Nvidia is now pulling back here, 975. Of course, after a big move like this, you should expect a pullback like this. It's nothing too crazy. Big boats like this need time to help digest what is going on. So this big pullback here, like I said, I don't play earnings, but tomorrow, if it wants to hold the majority of these gains and it has a setup, say a base breakout or say a trend breakout, then you're going to see me want to get another piece of Nvidia. Of course, I will use NVDL because I will not chew up all of my. So if we look at NVDL, you're going to see that you can get the same stock that moves the same way for $44.75 rather than NVDA that's going to be moving $963.43, okay? So keep that in mind. If you don't want to chew up all of your buying power, you can go ahead and use NVDL as the ETFs, or I'm sorry, as Nvidia's leveraged stock, okay? So let's keep that in mind. NVDA, NVDL, okay? You can think of it as Nvidia leveraged, NVDL, okay? So let's look at some of this other news that are coming out here. Yeah, it says it's trading higher. That's obvious. Let's see if we got anything new in here. Announces 1 to 10 forward stock split. Yep, we got that. Okay, yeah, we got pretty much basically all of the news there, guys. And if you're not aware of it, $26 billion up 18% from the last quarter. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. And then, of course, up 262% from last year. That's astronomical. That's hard to understand, really, when your sales are up 262% from the previous year. You know, they've been doing this over and over and over and over again. It's so beautiful to see this. Now, this thing has pulled all the way back to $967. We're going to see where it wants to go. Is it going to trade within this range? And after the conference call, where is it going to settle down at? That's the real question. Here, the reason why I have this marked out here, guys, is so that we know where its breakout is and where its all-time high is. So that's what these marks are for. So this red mark up top is the all-time high, and then the second mark is the basing area, right? So it's hit once, twice, 3 times, and if we come all the way to today's and last week's actions, you can see that it's hit 5, 6 times, so about 5 or 6 times. So you can see right now we are trading right around the all-time highs of 973, and we are above the base breakout area of that 960. So we're just trading within between now. The all-time highs, the previous all-time highs. The new all-time highs is 997.92. The previous all-time highs of 974, and the previous base breakout area of 960. So we're within that $10 range now. So it has calmed down, and it started to ease in. And just like that, we are coming back in. Yes, sir, Mo Wealth. That's why we don't play earnings, baby. That's why we don't play earnings. We can get excited. Nvidia beats on revenue and inertia. Yeah, it keeps coming out with the same information down here, which is a-okay. Everybody's trying to get their news out. But what we are waiting for now, guys, is in 30 minutes. I see you guys hitting the 100s and hitting the hearts. I appreciate that more than you know. I love the support, guys. You guys are so supportive. We have an awesome community, guys. We really do. We have an awesome community. I seen you guys constantly trying to help each other out. I constantly see you guys pulling each other into the Discord chat, working with each other to make sure your charts are set up. So we're using the same charting platforms. You guys have plenty of awesome questions, and we're all growing together. You know, for example, today, the Fed minutes came out today. I thought for some reason I must have clicked on the wrong thing, and Dan Bob pulled me aside. He didn't want to put me on blast in the chat, which Dan Bob, I'm totally fine with you doing. But he pulled me aside. He private messaged me. He said, hey, you know, I'm not trying to say that you're wrong here or anything, but the Fed minutes are today. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I had so much going on, dude. You know, my bad. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we right each other's wrongs. We call each other out. If you're buying extended, I'm going to tell you. If you're not playing a trend break or a base breakout strategy, or you're over leveraged, or you're using too much in your account, we're going to call you out on it, because we all want to be better learners. Because you're a loser unless you're learning. That's the motto. You're a loser unless you're learning, and that's the damn truth. All right? If you just let it go and let your mistakes happen, then you're the loser, right? And you're just not learning. And we are all here to learn. And if that brings you some type of joy, or that resonates you in your heart or in your mind at all, hit that like and subscribe. It's as simple as that. And you can join our Discord for absolutely free. It's in the description, baby. Yeah, Dan Bob's already on it. Let's go, Dan Bob. Yeah, Dan Bob just threw that in there. Yeah, we meet nightly at 9 p.m. Thanks for pointing that out, Dan Bob. We meet every night at 9 p.m., guys. Every night at 9 p.m. Okay? Except for Saturday and Sunday. Fridays and Saturdays. Thanks, Dan. I'm telling you, this is what's great about the community, man. Even you having my schedule down, Pat. Oh, got so much going on, guys. Yeah. So yeah, Nvidia is doing awesome. Now we're just waiting on that earning, on the call, and the call is going to be coming out very, very soon. The CEO will come out probably in a nice leather jacket, unless they actually, it's probably just going to be the phone call. But we have much better audio now. Of course, we're always going to be upgrading. We're always going to be doing things and upgrading and making things better for this channel. And one of the things that we finally got in that makes it much, much better. Better quality microphone, better quality technology, so you guys can hear the earnings calls much, much better now. So I don't know if you guys remember the last few earnings calls, and you kept saying, turn it up, turn it up. You know, there's not much that I could do on my end, but now we got it. Now it's looking good, baby. Now it's listening good, and we're going to fine tune it. We're going to make this channel every day a little better for you. So Nvidia having a nice little pullback, trading at 968.40 now, looking very good here in this area. I love to see the movement. I mean, that was just, woo! I mean, it just all the way down to 918.59 and then all the way up to 997. That's a humongous move, guys. That's $80. $80 in a $1 billion market cap. Holy cow. Let's look at Nvidia's market cap. NVDA. We're going to look at their market cap right now. What is their market cap sitting at? I'm sorry, trillion. Yeah, what am I saying? Billion. Trillion. 2.37 trillion market cap, guys. There's not many out there that have $1 trillion market cap. There's not, you know. So Nvidia up there in the trillions, $1 trillion market cap, and it moved $80. $80 off of its lows here today. That is amazing. Woo, that'll take a lot out of you. I'm gonna take a quick sip. Can you guys hear the music, the lo-fi music in the background? Let me know. We'll cut the music once the earnings call comes on. But I want to make sure you guys can hear the sound. Let me know. Let me know. Lightning next. You look like Two-Face today. Oh, the lighting? Oh no. Here, I'll fix the lighting. Hang on. How's that? A little better? You can't hear the sound? Let me turn up the sound, but if you guys will do me a favor, let me know or remind me when I bring up the earnings call. Sometimes I have an issue with remember to turn that damn music off when they get to talking. So help me out in the chat. Let me know if it's too loud. But we want to keep a little bit of music on here while we're hanging out, while we're chilling, and while we're watching good old Netflix. Let's see how FLEX is doing in the after hours. Yeah, 31.46. That's looking good, Adam. FLEX is looking good, man. FNMAS, Mo Wealth, that's still looking good. We still got Google. Google actually pulled back, surprisingly, there in the after hours, and Netflix is still doing well. I did get my hair done, bro. I did. It's all cleaned up. I actually, check this out. You guys will get a good laugh. I think I'm going to do a stream once with this thing on. What do you think? Have people come in like, what is this dude? Yeah, boy. Looking good out here with my fresh curls. It's about the same color as my hair when I grow it out, but just a little curly. Oh, yeah. Just talking all kinds of crazy stocks. Like, what'd you say? It's all good, bro. We're talking stocks here today, baby. Anyway, guys, Nvidia at 972.11, looking absolutely fabulous. Almost as good as my beautiful hair. Oh man, it's too warm in here for that. That's why I had the door open. That's why I was blinded by the light. Because it's warm, baby. Nvidia just trading right in that area of all-time previous high. We can't call it all-time high now because the new all-time high is 997.92. Turn you up a little bit. I don't want to turn me up a little bit. I'll turn the music down a little bit more. We'll try and find a happy medium here. Yeah, Nvidia is just bouncing off that 974 area. So that 974 is going to show the area of resistance now for now. And if it wants to just calm down in this area, that's totally fine with me, because I wouldn't mind setting up a base here for a future breakout. You know what I mean? So we bounced off these lows at rip tater chip to the north side. Now, if it can stay within this range and continue on this trajectory to the north side, you can see how this would form a nice base breakout in the near future, okay? So we touched, we ripped through, we pulled back, maybe we bounce around here for a while, and then in the near future, we take this, 978 breakout, and that's just food for thought. We might continue to skyrocket higher, we might pull way back. I have no stinking idea, but I will say this. When I see a setup starting to form, I keep a very close eye on it. It's my buddy, it's my pal, it's my friend, it's my comrade, it's my chum, okay? And if I can get a delicious play on that, you better believe I'm gonna eat the dish, okay? So Nvidia is just trading at 978.86, just above previous all-time highs. We're gonna see where it wants to go. Is the music better for you, Dan Bob? I hope it sounds a-okay. Let me go ahead and check my emails here. We're gonna see, I'm gonna refresh this, make sure we didn't, we're just waiting on, the CEO to send me an email out. Jen Hawson? Jensen Hong? How do you say this? Jensen Hong. I'm probably butchering the hell out of it. He's probably mad at me now. There it is. There he is, right there, with the leather jacket, looking cool. Looking cool as hell. Jensen. We're gonna call him Jensen. Jensen's gonna come out here soon. He's gonna be on the mic, probably chilling in his leather jacket in 90-degree weather with sunglasses on, looking cool as hell. Looking cool as hell, no big deal. Yeah, baby. Oh man, what a beautiful day. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yep. Yeah, buddy, 20 minutes, guys. We got 20 minutes left, and then we are going to, hey, I'll hand over the mic to Jensen. I'll hand him the mic. I'll say, hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'll allow you to speak. Oh, hang on, we got some more movement here in the NVDA. We had a huge drop there. All the way down to 950, and then it got bought right back up. So that could very well be a misprint, but it happened so quick. It's definitely something we want to keep an eye on. That was a huge wick right there. I don't think it was a misprint, guys. That was a huge drop, bounce right off of VWAP and got bought right back up. That could be some dark pool vibes right there. Don't ask what dark pools are. That's not something I don't even have the knowledge to explain. But there are some books out there that talk about dark pools, and a lot of times they'll have a huge, massive liquidity, and they're trying to get it out there, and there'll be another area that has a huge, massive liquidity, and they just swap basically, and they do it for the best possible price to get those multi-millionaires who are trying to buy or sell their derivatives. And that's how they do it. Okay, so it's this could have been a big dark pool, swapped down, whoop, got bought right back up, just crazy, and that's what you're seeing happen right here, right now. Let's look at the hourly again, guys. So if we look at the hourly, you can see this huge candle. Look at that, just right all the way down here at 919. I mean, hindsight, we played off of this this trend, just had some money sitting right there at 930, you wouldn't have had time to react. You'd have been down 10,000 and up, 50,000. Wouldn't that be crazy? I do like to dream. I'm a dreamer. But no, in all honesty, that's just a gamble, and I don't gamble. I do like to gamble from time to time, but if I do gamble, it's usually just blackjack. I feel like I have my best odds that are on blackjack. So I do like blackjack. I do like playing blackjack. I'm up on blackjack, but usually when I go, I usually only play like $15 hands, $10 hands. I don't go crazy on it, and I don't ever, I'll double down any chance I get, but I don't, you know, if I'm up a couple $100 or whatever, I'm usually done. I'm drinking for free. You know what I mean? You know, you're up a couple $100, but yeah, Nvidia is just trading at 981.20. Absolutely amazing, amazing news for Nvidia. I cannot believe just how amazing all their news. So they got the 10-to-1 stock split or 1-to-10 stock split. They're increasing their dividend hike by a penny, which is technically 150%, as they were saying. This looks real tasty. Light Street Glenn Casher, I don't even know who that is, but he says Nvidia looks really tasty. I think so too. I mean, lots of green, looking healthy, right? So if you guys are just joining us, I will let you know right here, right now. Oh, the gaming revenue came out too, and that's a beat. That looks good. So let's just go ahead. Let's head down here. We'll just bring this back up for you, and we'll go over the numbers one more time while we're waiting. We got about, actually, it's 15 minutes. We should be getting an email very, very soon. So we can go over the numbers, but I'm going to keep a close eye because that is going to be starting very, very soon, guys. We'll be able to get in and at least wait in the lobby. Let's see here. Increases quarterly dividends. Yeah, we got that. Oh, this is the guidance. So 28 billion. Analyst consensus of 26.8 billion. So up 2.61, change 24.77. So the guidance looks really good too, it looks like. Let's see here. Just want to make sure I'm getting all this out for you. I want to be first here, guys, of course, so just bear with me. Bear with me on the stream. We want to be first, baby. If you're not first, you're last, right? Shake and bake, baby. All right, let's go over the numbers one more time here. Do. If I can find them again. They're buried now. There's so much data that came out for this. Back up to 987. 987. Remember, the previous high was 974, so we're up quite a bit off of previous highs still. Going right back up to those all-time highs, the new all-time highs of 997.92. All right. We're going to go over while I'm waiting for the email to come in, we should be getting an email here within just a few more minutes. Record quarterly revenue of $26 billion, up 18% from Q4 and 262 from a year ago. Record quarterly data revenue of $22.6 billion, up 23% from Q4 and 427% up from a year ago. 10-for-1 forward stock split effective June 7th. Mark your calendars. Quarterly cash dividend raised 150% to 1 penny per share on post-splits bias. So those are all amazing, amazing number, guys. That's exactly what we want to see. We are just waiting on the email so we can get in there. It's going to start at 5 o'clock, so less than 15 minutes, guys. Less than 15 minutes. Make sure you, well, I guess we can end the poll, huh? 12% of you like turtles. I like that. So 81, we're going to end this poll, and we'll start up a new poll here. And the poll says, will Nvidia end up green or red after the earnings call? 81% said green, 6% of you said red, and 12% of you said that you like turtles. Very, very interesting there. There were 16 votes. I like to see that, but we're going to start a new poll here. Let's start a new poll here. I think the question is, will Nvidia stay above previous highs of, let me just make sure we got the previous highs of 974.50. Let me just zoom out and get the exact price because I don't want anybody going, but Dave, the previous highs were actually So we'll just say 974 even. We'll say 974 even. Nobody's going to argue with me. Nobody will argue. Nobody does that on YouTube or in the comments. We'll say it's 974, and you guys will like it. The previous highs of 974. Will Nvidia stay above previous highs of 974? Yes. Above 974? No. Lower than 974? Or we'll add one more option here. What should the other poll be? Let's see. There we go. We got the poll up, guys. The poll is up. Will Nvidia stay above previous highs of 974? Yes, above 974, or no, below 974. Or maybe you're just hungry. I know I am. That's for darn sure. Let me get a drink of this. We're eating burgers. What are you guys having for dinner tonight? Looks like Dan Bob's having turtle for dinner. I'm eating burgers. I think I'm going to go for a nice long golf cart ride tonight. And guys, don't forget, tonight at 9 p.m., we're going to do an overall summary of the market, what's going on in the market. Of course, that'll be from 9 p.m. until 10 p.m., okay? And that's going to be in the Discord. We will go over the S&P 500, the QQQs, the IWM. We'll go over the overall market in general, and then we'll check out the dollar, the VIX volatility, or the fear gauge. We'll go over a lot of different things, guys. We're going to make sure that we are all set up, and then we're going to go over what I'm in, the trades that I exited, so that way we are up to date on my portfolio. And then, of course, we will make sure that we go over, let me click this link here really quick, and then we'll, of course, go over what we're looking for in the very near future. What is setting up? What is breaking out? And, of course, with Nvidia doing its damn thing, we can obviously see that Nvidia is going to want to do a little something something. Now, we have up the Nvidia's first quarter FY25 financial results right here. We are gonna go ahead and let this play. Let me turn off my music. You guys should be able to hear this. This is the new music. This isn't me. It's gonna be a little loud. I'll turn it down just for now. You guys should be able to hear, you might not be able to hear it now at all, but I will turn it all the way up once they get to chatting. So we got about 9 minutes, guys, 9 minutes left. And if you haven't already, we're just gonna do this. Look at my screen really quick before I let Jensen take the mic. I'm gonna allow him to do it. I know it's my stream and all, and I'm a little greedy. I don't want nobody taking over, but I want to give Jensen the proper, the proper time. Okay, but if you look at my screen, just click this like button. I'm going to refresh this. Let's see how many likes we're up to, guys. Let's see if we can do it. We're up to 10 likes. I like to see it. Up to 10 likes. I think we got 11 watching now. I think we can get that at least up to 50, right? Let's get this thing up to 11. If you haven't liked, please like, please subscribe. We absolutely love growing this amazing community. So hit that like, hit that subscribe button, because in just 8 more minutes, we are going to have Jensen coming out, and he is going to be talking about Nvidia's quarter FY25 financial results, what's going to be happening in the near future. They're going to pose some hard questions. There's going to be a panel of people out there that are going to be asking him some hard questions. And when they ask those questions, you need to pay attention to exactly what he is saying. Why? Because there is going to be some insights onto what is going to be coming out for the very, very near future in Nvidia. It's very important, guys. Very, very important. This is why we signed up for these. This is why we do this. This is nothing but love, baby. We want to make sure that you guys have the best understanding of the leaders in the market. Nvidia has been the leader in the overall market. It is the leader in the market. It has taken the AI and the chip sector by storm. And that's why we're here today. That's why we are watching this. That's why we are waiting for Jensen to scoot his butt out here with his leather jacket, with his sunglasses on. Maybe he'll look cool as hell. Maybe they'll just, maybe there won't be video. Maybe it'll just be audio. But I know when we were watching the last one, he was, you know, he came out with robots and he did all that stuff. I mean, that's different. This is just a, you know, the financial results and the earnings call. But when we did the live stream, I keep forgetting what it's called. It's where they show off all their new products. That's where I'm getting at this. So, you know, he came out in a leather jacket, you know, looking real cool. He had robots dancing behind him. It was a little over the top, if you ask me, but you got to be, right? You got to be a little over the top. When you're the CEO, you're trying to make things look cool, you know, and that's A-okay. So, but it's good to have you guys in here. It's good to see that we broke 800. You guys see that? Not only did we make it to 800 subscribers, but we have now broke 800 subscribers. We are on our way to 900. And then, of course, our first main goal of 1,000 subscribers. That's very, very close. We're only 199 away now. It just seems so stinking close. We've been working on this channel not even for that long, guys. You know, I started this up last year. B. Stewie remembers we started this up last year. And, you know, it's just crazy the amount of support you get, you know. And now we have just been, the turnover rate, now that we have help from Adam, from Dan Bob, from everybody in the community, all the help that we've been getting, this the subscriber count has been going through the roof, and I can't thank you guys enough. The community is absolutely amazing. The Discord is absolutely amazing. And we've been learning so stinking much every night at 9 p.m. Every time we do a meeting, it's just absolutely amazing. We got about 5 more minutes, guys, until this Nvidia financial result. When Jensen comes out and he's going to talk for the company, there's going to be a panel of people. They're going to be asking him lots of questions. If this is your first time tuning in to an earnings call, you're going to find out it's very interesting. If you're any kind of a nerd like I am when it comes to this stuff, I love sitting back and listening. Usually it seems really, you know, orchestrated. They already know what they're going to be asked, but sometimes you get that question, you know, you get that big, you know, left field hit, and you're not sure if he's going to catch it just right, and you see him tripping up, and he doesn't know what to say, and then that's when you lean in on your seat and you go, well, hang on, what did he just say? Did he just say he's going to be releasing a robot soon to end the world? No. But in all seriousness, guys, this is very important for Nvidia. It's very important for everybody's accounts because everybody is holding Nvidia. Everybody out there has a piece of Nvidia, whether you like to, whether you understand that or not. You know, it's a huge account, just like everybody's holding a piece of Meta or Facebook. One day we're going to be showing our age by saying, yeah, I bought 10 shares of Facebook the other day. Like, dude, it's Meta now. Like, we've been calling it Meta for a year, you know? No, but Meta, yeah, I think everybody's calling it now. Just like people are still calling it Twitter. I call it X, but, you know, you got to be kind of careful how many times you say it or people are going to think you're talking about something else. Da-dunch, you know what I mean? Right now, Nvidia is trading at 986.86. We have about 3 minutes before this earning call gets underway. We have 3 minutes before I turn them up and turn me down so we can hear exactly what needs to be said. I appreciate everybody being here. Oh, Adam's eating steak tonight. Ooh, Dan Bob's got double tacos. B. Stewie, you're having tacos right now? Bro, I'm hungry. You got me on the big screen? What? I'm in the nerve center, baby? Let's go. Love to hear it. Yeah, I'm having hamburgers tonight. No cheese, just regular hamburgers. I'm going to throw it on a bun. Maybe some mustard. I'm trying to watch my figure, dude. I'm trying to watch my figure, you know. I'm going to be skinny and look good for my wife. She's getting weight. She's losing way too much weight. I mean, she doesn't have a lot to lose, but she's on this huge kick trying to look good, and I can't. She's going to look way too hot, you know. All the guys are going to be looking at her. And I'm going to be a fat, dumpy dude, like just sitting on the side, like, quit looking at my girl. So I'm busting my butt. I'm going to look good. I got to look better than that V-Shred guy, that Vinny guy. Vincent. Yeah, screw him. Screw you, Vincent. Haters going to hate. I'm a hater right now. Only kidding, guys. It's nothing but love. It comes from a place of love, but I do hate Vincent. I don't like that guy. My girl watches him too much. But yeah, man, we're trying to watch the figure. Not eating cheese tonight. That's me watching my figure. We're going to put mustard, no mayo. She's going to be out of league. Good game. Yeah. She's going to be out of my league. Adam, come on, man. She might be out of my league very soon, but that's okay. I'm married to her. I'll take her for half. I will. I'll take her for half. I'm only kidding, man. She's already out of my league, man. She's already out of my league. What am I talking about? I still love her. Hopefully she still loves me. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, we got about 1 minute. 1 minute to go. Nvidia. Nvidia's earnings call. It's what we all came here for. We had a beautiful $80 pullback rip tater chip. New highs made at $997.92. Now we're just waiting on that earnings call. Once Jensen comes out here, will he continue to push this stock higher with nothing but better news? We have stock splits. We have increase in a dividend. They're going to start paying a penny out, you know, 150% increase in the dividend. That's a beautiful thing. That's a big deal. Between a stock split and a dividend and this market climbing higher, 260 some odd percent higher than the previous year. This is absolutely what we want to hear for NVDA, baby. Now trading at 988.68. The earnings call is going to be coming out very, very soon. It's definitely what we're all waiting for. This moves the markets. I've already showed you that the S&P 500 moved very well on this news. Obviously not taking my Google up any higher with it. Google has been its own beast lately as the market had those. And there we go, guys.
Good afternoon. My name is Regina, and I will be your conference operator today. At this time, I would like to welcome everyone to NVIDIA's first quarter earnings call. All lines have been placed on mute to prevent any background noise. After the speaker's remarks, there will be a question and answer session. If you would like to ask a question during this time, simply press star followed by the number 1 on your telephone keypad. If you would like to withdraw your question, press star 1 again. Thank you. Simona Jankowski, you may begin your conference.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to NVIDIA's conference call for the first quarter of fiscal 2025. With me today from NVIDIA are Jensen Huang, President and Chief Executive Officer, and Colette Kress, Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. I'd like to remind you that our call is being webcast live on NVIDIA's Investor Relations website. The webcast will be available for replay until the conference call to discuss our financial results for the second quarter of fiscal 2025. The content of today's call is NVIDIA's property. It can be reproduced or transcribed without our prior written consent. During this call, we may make forward-looking statements based on current expectations. These are subject to a number of significant risks and uncertainties, and our actual results may differ materially. For a discussion of factors that could affect our future financial results and business, please refer to the disclosure in today's earnings release, our most recent Forms 10-K and 10-Q, and the reports that we may file on Form 8-K with the Securities and Exchange Commission. All our statements are made as of today, May 22nd, 2024, based on information currently available to us. Except as required by law, we assume no obligation to update any such statements. During this call, we will discuss non-GAAP financial measures. You can find a reconciliation of these non-GAAP financial measures to GAAP financial measures in our CFO commentary, which is posted on our website. Let me highlight some upcoming events. On Sunday, June 2nd, ahead of the Computex Technology Trade Show in Taiwan, Jensen will deliver a keynote which will be held in person in Taipei, as well as streamed live. And on June 5th, we will present at the Bank of America Technology Conference in San Francisco. With that, let me turn the call over to Colette.
Thanks, Simona. Q1 was another record quarter. Revenue of $26 billion was up 18% sequentially and up 262% year on year, and well above our outlook of $24 billion. Starting with data center. Data center revenue of $22.6 billion was a record, up 23% sequentially and up 427% year-on-year, driven by continued strong demand for the Nvidia Hopper GPU computing platform. Compute revenue grew more than 5x, and networking revenue more than 3x from last year. Strong sequential data center growth was driven by all customer types, led by enterprise and consumer internet companies. Large cloud providers continue to drive strong growth as they deploy and ramp Nvidia AI infrastructure at scale and represented the mid-40s as a percentage of our data center revenue. Training and inferencing AI on Nvidia CUDA is driving meaningful acceleration in cloud rental revenue growth, delivering an immediate and strong return on cloud providers' investment. For every $1 spent on Nvidia AI infrastructure, cloud providers have an opportunity to earn $5 in GPU instant hosting revenue over 4 years. Nvidia's rich software stack and ecosystem and tight integration with cloud providers makes it easy for end customers to get up and running on Nvidia GPU instances in the public cloud. For cloud rental customers, Nvidia GPUs offer the best time to train models, the lowest cost to train models, and the lowest cost to inference large language models. For public cloud providers, Nvidia brings customers to their cloud, driving revenue growth and returns on their infrastructure investments. Leading LLM companies such as OpenAI, Adept, Anthropic, Character AI, Cohere, Databricks, DeepMind, Meta, Mistral, xAI, and many others are building on Nvidia AI in the cloud. Enterprises drove strong sequential growth in data center this quarter. We supported Tesla's expansion of their training AI cluster to 35,000 H100 GPUs. Their use of Nvidia AI infrastructure paved the way for the breakthrough performance of FSD version 12, their latest autonomous driving software based on vision. Video transformers, while consuming significantly more computing, are enabling dramatically better autonomous driving capabilities and propelling significant growth for Nvidia AI infrastructure across the automotive industry. We expect automotive to be our largest enterprise vertical within data center this year, driving a multi-billion revenue opportunity across on-prem and cloud consumption. Consumer internet companies are also a strong growth vertical. A big highlight this quarter was Meta's announcement of Llama 3, their latest large language model, which was trained on a cluster of 24,000 H100 GPUs. Llama 3 powers Meta AI, a new AI assistant available on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger. Llama 3 is openly available and has kickstarted a wave of AI development across industries. As generative AI makes its way into more consumer internet applications, we expect to see continued growth opportunities as inference scales both with model complexity as well as with the number of users and number of queries per user, driving much more demand for AI compute. In our trailing 4 quarters, we estimate that inference drove about 40% of our data center revenue. Both training and inference are growing significantly. Large clusters like the ones built by Meta and Tesla are examples of the essential infrastructure for AI production, what we refer to as AI factories. These next-generation data centers host advanced, full-stack, accelerated computing platforms where the data comes in and intelligence comes out. In Q1, we worked with over 100 customers building AI factories ranging in size from hundreds to tens of thousands of GPUs, with some reaching 100,000 GPUs. From a geographic perspective, data center revenue continues to diversify as countries around the world invest in sovereign AI. Sovereign AI refers to a nation's capabilities to produce artificial intelligence using its own infrastructure data, workforce, and business networks. Nations are building up domestic computing capacity through various models. Some are procuring and operating sovereign AI clouds in collaboration with state-owned telecommunication providers or utilities. Others are sponsoring local cloud partners to provide a shared AI computing platform for public and private sector use. For example, Japan plans to invest more than $740 million in key digital infrastructure providers, including KDDI, Sakura Internet, and SoftBank, to build out the nation's sovereign AI infrastructure. France-based Scaleway, a subsidiary of the Iliad Group, is building Europe's most powerful cloud-native AI supercomputer. In Italy, Swisscom Group will build the nation's first and most powerful Nvidia DGX-powered supercomputer to develop the first LLM natively trained in the Italian language. And in Singapore, the National Supercomputer Center is getting upgraded with Nvidia Hopper GPUs, while Singtel is building Nvidia's accelerated AI factories across Southeast Asia. Nvidia's ability to offer end-to-end compute to networking technologies, full-stack software, AI expertise, and rich ecosystem of partners and customers allows sovereign AI and regional cloud providers to jumpstart their country's AI ambitions. From nothing the previous year, we believe sovereign AI revenue can approach the high single-digit billions this year. The importance of AI has caught the attention of every nation. We ramped new products designed specifically for China that don't require an export control license. Our data center revenue in China is down significantly from the level prior to the imposition of the new export control restrictions in October. We expect the market in China to remain very competitive going forward. From a product perspective, the vast majority of compute revenue was driven by our Hopper GPU architecture. Demand for Hopper during the quarter continued to increase. Thanks to CUDA algorithm innovations, we've been able to accelerate LLM inference on H100 by up to 3x, which can translate to a 3x cost reduction for serving popular models like Llama 3. We started sampling the H200 in Q1 and are currently in production with shipments on track for Q2. The first H200 system was delivered by Jensen to Sam Altman and the team at OpenAI and powered their amazing GPT-4o demos last week. H200 nearly doubles the inference performance of H100, delivering significant value for production deployments. For example, using Llama 3, which with 700 billion parameters, a single NVIDIA HGX H200 server can deliver 24,000 tokens per second, supporting more than 2,400 users at the same time. That means for every $1 spent on NVIDIA HGX H200 servers at current prices per token, an API provider serving Llama 3 tokens can generate $7 in revenue over 4 years. With ongoing software optimizations, we continue to improve the performance of NVIDIA AI infrastructure for serving AI models. While supply for H100 improve, we are still constrained on H200. At the same time, Blackwell is in full production. We are working to bring up our system and cloud partners for global availability later this year. Demand for H200 and Blackwell is well ahead of supply, and we expect demand may exceed supply well into next year. Grace Hopper Superchip is shipping in volume. Last week at the International Supercomputing Conference, we announced that 9 new supercomputers worldwide are using Grace Hopper for combined 200 exaflops of energy-efficient AI processing power delivered this year. These include the Alps supercomputer at the Swiss National Supercomputing Center, the fastest AI supercomputer in Europe, Isambard AI at the University of Bristol in the UK, and Jupiter in the Jülich Supercomputing Center in Germany. We are seeing an 80% attach rate of Grace to Hopper in supercomputing due to its high energy efficiency and performance. We are also proud to see supercomputers powered with Grace Hopper take the number 1, the number 2, and the number 3 spots of the most energy efficient supercomputers in the world. Strong networking year-on-year growth was driven by InfiniBand. We experienced a modest sequential decline, which was largely due to the timing of supply, with demand well ahead of what we were able to ship. We expect networking to return to sequential growth in Q2. In the first quarter, we started shipping our new Spectrum-X Ethernet networking solution optimized for AI from the ground up. It includes our Spectrum-4 switch, Bluefield 3 DPU, and new software technologies to overcome the challenges of AI on Ethernet to deliver 1.6x higher networking performance for AI processing compared with traditional Ethernet. Spectrum-X is ramping in volume with multiple customers, including a massive 100,000 GPU cluster. Spectrum-X opens a brand new market to Nvidia networking and enables Ethernet-only data centers to accommodate large-scale AI. We expect Spectrum-X to jump to a multi-billion-dollar product line within a year. At GTC in March, we launched our next-generation AI factory platform, Blackwell. The Blackwell GPU architecture delivers up to 4x faster training and 30x faster inference than the H100 and enables real-time generative AI on trillion-parameter large language models. Blackwell is a giant leap with up to 25x lower TCO and energy consumption than Hopper. The Blackwell platform includes the 5th generation NVLink with a multi-GPU spine and new InfiniBand and Ethernet switches, the X800 series, designed for a trillion-parameter scale AI. Blackwell is designed to support data centers universally, from hyperscale to enterprise, training to inference, x86 to Grace CPUs, Ethernet to InfiniBand networking, and air cooling to liquid cooling. Blackwell will be available in over 100 OEM and ODM systems at launch, more than double the number of Hopper's launch and representing every major computer maker in the world. This will support fast and broad adoption across the customer types, workloads, and data center environments in the first year of shipments. Blackwell time-to-market customers include Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, OpenAI, Oracle, Tesla, and xAI. We announced a new software product with the introduction of NVIDIA Inference Microservices, or NIM. NIMs provide secure and performance-optimized containers powered by NVIDIA CUDA acceleration in network computing and inference software, including Triton Inference Server and TensorRT LLM with industry-standard APIs for a broad range of use cases, including large language models for text, speech, imaging, vision, robotics, genomics, and digital biology. They enable developers to quickly build and deploy generative AI applications using leading models from NVIDIA, AI21, Adept, Cohere, Getty Images, and Shutterstock, and open models from Google, Hugging Face, Meta, Microsoft, Mistral AI, Snowflake, and Stability AI. NIMs will be offered as part of our NVIDIA AI Enterprise software platform for production deployment in the cloud or on-prem. Moving to gaming and AI PCs. Gaming revenue of $2.65 billion was down 8% sequentially and up 18% year-on-year, consistent with our outlook for a seasonal decline. The GeForce RTX Supers GPUs, market reception is strong and end demand and channel inventory remain healthy across the product range. From the very start of our AI journey, we equipped GeForce RTX GPUs with CUDA Tensor cores. Now with over 100 million of an installed base, GeForce RTX GPUs are perfect for gamers, creators, AI enthusiasts, and offer unmatched performance for running generative AI applications on PCs. Nvidia has full technology stack for deploying and running fast and efficient generative AI inference on GeForce RTX PCs. TensorRT LLM now accelerates Microsoft's Phi 3 mini model and Google's Gemma 2B and 7B models, as well as popular AI frameworks, including LangChain and Llama Index. Yesterday, Nvidia and Microsoft announced AI performance optimizations for Windows to help run LLMs up to 3x faster on Nvidia GeForce RTX AI PCs. And top game developers, including NetEase Games, Tencent, and Ubisoft, are embracing Nvidia Avatar Character Engine to create lifelike avatars to transform interactions between gamers and non-playable characters. Moving to ProViz. Revenue of $427 million was down 8% sequentially and up 45% year on year. We believe generative AI and Omniverse industrial digitalization will drive the next wave of professional visualization growth. At GTC, we announced new Omniverse Cloud APIs to enable developers to integrate Omniverse industrial digital twin and simulation technologies into their applications. Some of the world's largest industrial software makers are adopting these APIs, including Ansys, Cadence, 3D Excite, at Dassault Systems, Brand, and Siemens. And developers can use them to stream industrial digital twins to spatial computing devices such as Apple Vision Pro. Omniverse Cloud APIs will be available on Microsoft Azure later this year. Companies are using Omniverse to digitalize their workflows. Omniverse-powered digital twins enable Wistron, one of our manufacturing partners, to reduce end-to-end production cycle times by 50% and defect rates by 40%. And BYD, the world's largest electric vehicle maker, is adopting Omniverse for virtual factory planning and retail configurations. Moving to automotive, revenue was $329 million, up 17% sequentially and up 11% year on year. Sequential growth was driven by the ramp of AI cockpit solutions with global OEM customers and strength in our self-driving platforms. Year-on-year growth was driven primarily by self-driving. We supported Xiaomi in the successful launch of its first electric vehicle, the SU7 sedan built on the Nvidia Drive Orin, our AI car computer for software-defined AV fleets. We also announced a number of new design wins on Nvidia Drive Thor, the successor to Orin, powered by the new Nvidia Blackwell architecture, with several leading EV makers, including BYD, XPeng, GAC's Ion Hyper, and Neural. Drive Thor is slated for production vehicles starting next year. Okay, moving to the rest of the P&L. GAAP gross margin expanded sequentially to 78.4% and non-GAAP gross margins to 78.9% on lower inventory charges. As noted last quarter, both Q4 and Q1 benefited from favorable component costs. Sequentially, GAAP operating expenses were up 10% and non-GAAP operating expenses were up 13%, primarily reflecting higher compensation-related costs and increased compute and infrastructure investments. In Q1, we returned $7.8 billion to shareholders in the form of share repurchases and cash dividends. Today, we announced a 10-for-1 split of our shares, with June 10th as the first day of trading on a split-adjusted basis. We are also increasing our dividend by 150%. Let me turn to the outlook for the second quarter. Total revenue is expected to be $28 billion, plus or minus 2%. we expect sequential growth in all market platforms. GAAP and non-GAAP gross margins are expected to be 74.8% and 75.5%, respectively, plus or minus 50 basis points, consistent with our discussion last quarter. For the full year, we expect gross margins to be in the mid-70% range. GAAP and non-GAAP operating expenses are expected to be approximately $4 billion and $2.8 billion, respectively. Full-year OpEx is expected to grow in the low 40% range. GAAP and non-GAAP other income and expenses are expected to be an income of approximately $300 million, excluding gains and losses from non-affiliated investments. GAAP and non-GAAP tax rates are expected to be 17% plus or minus 1%, excluding any discrete items. Further financial details are included in the CFO commentary and other information available on our IR website. I would like to now turn it over to Jensen, as he would like to make a few comments.
Thanks, Colette. The industry is going through a major change. Before we start Q&A, let me give you some perspective on the importance of the transformation. The next industrial revolution has begun. Companies and countries are partnering with Nvidia to shift the trillion-dollar installed base of traditional data centers to accelerated computing and build a new type of data center, AI factories, to produce a new commodity, artificial intelligence. AI will bring significant productivity gains to nearly every industry and help companies be more cost and energy efficient while expanding revenue opportunities. CSPs were the first generative AI movers. With Nvidia, CSPs accelerated workloads to save money and power. The tokens generated by Nvidia Hopper drive revenues for their AI services. And Nvidia Cloud instances attract rental customers from our rich ecosystem of developers. Strong and accelerating demand for generative AI training and inference on the Hopper platform propels our data center growth. Training continues to scale as models learn to be multimodal, understanding text, speech, images, video, and 3D, and learn to reason and plan. Our inference workloads are growing incredibly. With generative AI, inference, which is now about fast token generation at massive scale, has become incredibly complex. Generative AI is driving a from foundation up, full stack computing platform shift that will transform every computer interaction. From today's information retrieval model, we are shifting to an answers and skills generation model of computing. AI will understand context and our intentions, be knowledgeable, reason, plan, and perform tasks. We are fundamentally changing how computing works and what computers can do. From general purpose CPU to GPU accelerated computing, from instruction-driven software to intention understanding models, from retrieving information to performing skills. And at the industrial level, from producing software to generating tokens, manufacturing digital intelligence. Token generation will drive a multi-year build-out of AI factories. Beyond cloud service providers, generative AI has expanded to consumer internet companies and enterprise, sovereign AI, automotive, and healthcare customers, creating multiple multi-billion-dollar vertical markets. The Blackwell platform is in full production and forms the foundation for trillion parameter scale generative AI. The combination of Grace CPU, Blackwell GPUs, NVLink, quantum, spectrum, NICs and switches, high-speed interconnects, and a rich ecosystem of software and partners let us expand and offer a richer and more complete solution for AI factories than previous generations. Spectrum X opens a brand new market for us to bring large-scale AI to Ethernet-only data centers. And NVIDIA NIMs is our new software offering that delivers enterprise-grade, optimized generative AI to run on CUDA everywhere, from the cloud to on-prem data centers to RTX AI PCs, through our expansive network of ecosystem partners. From Blackwell to Spectrum X to NIMs, we are poised for the next wave of growth. Thank you.
Thank you, Jensen. We will now open the call for questions. Operator, could you please poll for questions?
At this time, I would like to remind everyone, in order to ask a question, press star, then the number 1 on your telephone keypad. We'll pause for just a moment to compile the Q&A roster. As a reminder, please limit yourself to 1 question. Your first question comes from the line of Stacy Rasgon with Bernstein. Please go ahead.
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking my questions. My first one, I wanted to drill a little bit into the Blackwell comment that it's in full production now. What does that suggest with regard to shipments and delivery timing if that product doesn't sound like it's sampling anymore? What does it mean when that's actually in customers' hands if it's in production now?
We will be shipping. Well, we've been in production for a little bit of time, but our production shipments will start in Q2 and ramp in Q3, and customers should have data centers stood up in Q4.
Got it. So this year we will see Blackwell revenue, sounds like.
We will see a lot of Blackwell revenue this year.
Our next question will come from the line of Timothy Arcuri with UBS. Please go ahead.
Thanks a lot. I wanted to ask Jensen about the deployment of Blackwell versus Hopper, just given the system's nature and all the demand for GB that you have. How does the deployment of this stuff differ from Hopper? I guess I asked because liquid cooling at scale hasn't been done before, and there's some engineering challenges both at the node level and within the data center. So do these complexities sort of elongate the transition, and how do you sort of think about how that's all going? Thanks.
Yep. Blackwell comes in many configurations. Blackwell is a platform, not a GPU. And the platform includes support for air-cooled, liquid-cooled, x86, and Grace, InfiniBand, now Spectrum X, and very large NVLink domain that I demonstrated at GTC, that I showed at GTC. And so for some customers, they will ramp into their existing install base of data centers that are already shipping Hoppers. They will easily transition from H100 to H200 to B100. And so Blackwell systems have been designed to be backwards compatible, if you will, electrically, mechanically. And of course, the software stack that runs on Hopper will run fantastically on Blackwell. We also have been priming the pump, if you will, with the entire ecosystem, getting them ready for liquid cooling. We've been talking to the ecosystem about Blackwell for quite some time. And the CSPs, the data centers, the ODMs, the system makers, our supply chain beyond them, the cooling supply chain base, liquid cooling supply chain base, data center supply chain base. No one is going to be surprised with Blackwell coming and the capabilities that we would like to deliver with Grace Blackwell 200. GB200 is going to be exceptional.
Our next question will come from the line of Vivek Arya with Bank of America Securities. Please go ahead.
Thanks for taking my question. Jensen, how are you ensuring that there is enough utilization of your products and that there isn't a pull ahead or hoarding behavior because of tight supply, competition, or other factors? Basically, what checks have you built in the system to give us confidence that monetization is keeping pace with your really, very strong shipment growth?
Well, I guess there's the big picture view that I'll come to, but I'll answer your question directly. The demand for GPUs in all the data centers is incredible. We're racing every single day, and the reason for that is because applications like ChatGPT and GPT-4o, and now it's going to be multimodality, and Gemini and its ramp and Anthropic, and all of the work that's being done at all the CSPs are consuming every GPU that's out there. There's also a long line of generative AI startups, some 15,000, 20,000 startups that in all different fields, from multimedia to digital characters, of course, all kinds of design tool productivity applications, digital biology, the moving of the AV industry to video so that they can train end-to-end models to expand the operating domain of self-driving cars. The list is just quite extraordinary. We're racing, actually. Customers are putting a lot of pressure on us to deliver the systems and stand it up as quickly as possible. And of course, I haven't even mentioned all of the sovereign AIs who would like to train all of their regional natural resource of their country, which is their data, to train their regional models. And there's a lot of pressure to stand those systems up. So anyhow, the demand, I think, is really, really high, and it outstrips our supply. Longer term, that's the reason why I jumped in to make a few comments. Longer term, we're completely redesigning how computers work, and this is a platform shift. Of course, it's been compared to other platform shifts in the past, but time will clearly tell that this is much, much more profound than previous platform shifts. And the reason for that is because the computer is no longer an instruction-driven only computer. It's an intention understanding computer. And it understands, of course, the way we interact with it, but it also understands our meaning, what we intend, that we asked it to do, and it has the ability to reason, inference iteratively to process a plan, and come back with a solution. And so every aspect of the computer is changing in such a way that instead of retrieving pre-recorded files, it is now generating contextually relevant, intelligent answers. And so that's going to change computing stacks all over the world. And you saw a build that, in fact, even the PC computing stack is going to get revolutionized. And this is just the beginning of all the things that, what people see today are the beginning of the things that we're working in our labs and the things that we're doing with all the startups and large companies and developers all over the world. It's going to be quite extraordinary.
Our next question will come from the line of Joe Moore with Morgan Stanley. Please go ahead.
Great, thank you. Understanding what you just said about how strong demand is, you have a lot of demand for H200 and for Blackwell products. Do you anticipate any kind of pause with Hopper and H100 as you sort of migrate to those products? Will people wait for those new products, which would be a good product to have, or do you think there's enough demand for H100 to sustain growth?
We see increasing demand of Hopper through this quarter. And we expect to be we expect demand to outstrip supply for some time. As we now transition to H200, as we transition to Blackwell. Everybody is anxious to get their infrastructure online, and the reason for that is because they're saving money and making money, and they would like to do that as soon as possible.
Our next question will come from the line of Toshiya Hari with Goldman Sachs. Please go ahead.
Hi, thank you so much for taking the question. Jensen, I wanted to ask about competition. I think many of your cloud customers have announced, new or updates to their existing internal programs, right, in parallel to what they're working on with you guys. To what extent do you consider them as competitors, medium to long term? And in your view, do you think they're limited to addressing mostly internal workloads, or could they be broader in what they address going forward? Thank you.
Yeah, we're different in several ways. First, NVIDIA's accelerated computing architecture allows customers to process every aspect of their pipeline, from unstructured data processing to prepare it for training, to structured data processing, data frame processing like SQL to prepare it for training, to training, to inference. And as I was mentioning in my remarks, that inference has really fundamentally changed. It's now generation. It's not trying to just detect a cat, which was plenty hard in itself, but it has to generate every pixel of a cat. And so the generation process is a fundamentally different processing architecture, and it's one of the reasons why TensorRT LLM was so well received. We improved the performance in using the same chips on our architecture by a factor of 3. That kind of tells you something about the richness of our architecture and the richness of our software. So one, you could use NVIDIA for everything from computer vision to image processing to computer graphics to all modalities of computing. And as the world is now suffering from computing cost and computing energy inflation because general purpose computing has run its course, accelerated computing is really the sustainable way of going forward. So accelerated computing is how you're going to save money in computing, is how you're going to save energy in computing. And so the versatility of our platform results in the lowest TCO for their data centers. Second, we're in every cloud. And so for developers that are looking for a platform to develop on, starting with NVIDIA is always a great choice. And we're on-prem, we're in the cloud, we're in computers of any size and shape. We're practically everywhere. And so that's the second reason. The third reason has to do with the fact that we build AI factories. And this is becoming more and apparent to people that AI is not a chip problem only. It starts, of course, with very good chips, and we build a whole bunch of chips for our AI factories, but it's a systems problem. In fact, even AI is now a systems problem. It's not just one large language model. It's a complex system of a whole bunch of large language models that are working together. And so the fact that NVIDIA builds this system causes us to optimize all of our chips to work together as a system, to be able to have software that operates as a system, and to be able to optimize across the system. And just to put it in perspective in simple numbers, if you had a $5 billion infrastructure and you improve the performance by a factor of 2, which we routinely do, when you improve the infrastructure by a factor of 2, the value to you is $5 billion. All the chips in that data center doesn't pay for it. And so the value of it is really quite extraordinary. And this is the reason why today performance matters everything. This is at a time when the highest performance is also the lowest cost, because the infrastructure cost of carrying all of these chips costs a lot of money, and it takes a lot of money fund the data center, to operate the data center, the people that goes along with it, the power that goes along with it, the real estate that goes along with it. All of it adds up. And so the highest performance is also the lowest TCO.
Our next question will come from the line of Matt Ramsey with TD Cowen. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Jensen, I've been in the data center industry my whole career. I've never seen the velocity that you guys are introducing new platforms at the same combination of the performance jumps that you're getting. I mean, 5x in training. Some of the stuff you talked about at GTC up to 30x in inference. And that it's an amazing thing to watch, but it also creates an interesting juxtaposition where the current generation of product that your customers are spending billions of dollars on, it's going to be not as competitive with your new stuff very, very much more quickly than the depreciation cycles of that product. So I'd like you to, if you wouldn't mind, speak a little bit about how you're seeing that situation evolve itself with customers. As you move to Blackwell, they're going to have very large installed bases, obviously software compatible, but large installed bases of product that's not nearly as performant as your new generation stuff. And it'd be interesting to hear what you see happening with customers along that path. Thank you.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Three points that I'd like to make. If you're 5% into the build out versus if you're 95% into the build out, you're going to feel very differently. And because you're only 5% into the build out, anyhow, you build as fast as you can. And when Blackwell comes, it's going to be terrific. And then after Blackwell, as you mentioned, we have other Blackwells coming. And then we're on a 1-year rhythm as we've explained to the world. And we want our customers to see our roadmap for as far as they like, but they're early in their build out anyways, and so they had to just keep on building. Okay, and so there's going to be a whole bunch of chips coming at them, and they just got to keep on building and just if you will, performance average your way into it. So that's the smart thing to do. They need to make money today. They want to save money today, and time is really, really valuable to them. Let me give you an example of time being really valuable. Why this idea of standing up a data center instantaneously is so valuable, and getting this thing called time to train is so valuable. The reason for that is because the next company who reaches the next major plateau gets to announce a groundbreaking AI. And the second one after that gets to announce something that's 0.3% better. And so the question is, do you want to be repeatedly the company delivering groundbreaking AI, or the company, delivering 0.3% better? And that's the reason why this race, as in all technology races, the race is so important. And you're seeing this race across multiple companies because this is so vital to have technology leadership, for companies to trust the leadership and want to build on your platform, and know that the platform that they're building on is going to get better and better. And so leadership matters a great deal. Time to train matters a great deal. The difference between time to train that is, 3 months earlier just to get it done, in order to get time to train on a 3 months project, getting started 3 months earlier is everything. And so it's the reason why we're standing up Hopper systems like mad right now, because the next plateau is just around the corner. And so that's the second reason. The first comment that you made is really a great comment, which is, how is it that we're moving so fast and advancing so quickly? Because we have all the stacks here. We literally build the entire data center, and we can monitor everything, measure everything, optimize across everything. We know where all the bottlenecks are. We're not guessing about it. We're not putting up PowerPoint slides that look good. We're actually, we also like our PowerPoint slides to look good, but we're delivering systems that perform at scale. And the reason why we know they perform at scale is because we built it all here. Now, one of the things that we do that's a bit of a miracle is that we build entire AI infrastructures here, but then we disaggregate it and integrate it into our customers' data centers however they like. But we know how it's going to perform, and we know where the bottlenecks are. We know where we need to optimize with them, and we know where we have to help them improve their infrastructure to achieve the most performance. This deep, intimate knowledge at the entire data center scale is fundamentally what sets us apart today. We build every single chip from the ground up. We know exactly how processing is done across the entire system. And so we understand exactly how it's going to perform and how to get the most out of it with every single generation. And so I appreciate it. Those are the 3 points.
Your next question will come from the line of Mark Lipakis with Evercore ISI. Please go ahead.
Hi, thanks for taking my question. Jensen, in the past, you've made the observation that general purpose computing ecosystems typically dominated each computing era, and I believe the argument was that they could adapt to different workloads, get higher utilization, drive cost compute cycle down, and this was a motivation for why you were driving to a general purpose GPU CUDA ecosystem for accelerated computing. And if I mischaracterize that observation, please do let me know. So the question is, given that the workloads that are driving demand for your solutions are being driven by neural network training and inferencing, which on the surface seem like a limited number of workloads, then it might also seem to lend themselves to custom solutions. And so then the question is, does the general purpose computing framework become more at risk, or is there enough variability or a rapid enough evolution on these workloads that support that historical general purpose framework? Thank you.
Yeah, NVIDIA's accelerated computing is versatile, but I wouldn't call it general purpose. Like, for example, we wouldn't be very good at running the spreadsheet. That was really designed for general purpose computing. And so the control loop of an operating system code probably isn't fantastic for general purpose computing, not for accelerated computing. And so I would say that we're versatile, and that's usually the way I describe it. There's a rich domain of applications that we're able to accelerate over the years, but they all have a lot of commonalities. Maybe some deep differences, but commonalities. They're all things that I can run in parallel. They're all heavily threaded. 5% of the code represents 99% of the runtime, for example. Those are all properties of accelerated computing. The versatility of our platform and the fact that we design entire systems is the reason why, over the course of the last 10 years or so, the number of startups that you guys have asked me about in these conference calls is fairly large. And every single one of them, because of the brittleness of their architecture, the moment generative AI came along, or the moment diffusion models came along, the moment the next models are coming along now, and now all of a sudden, look at this, large language models with memory. Because the large language model needs to have memory so they can carry on a conversation with you, understand the context. All of a sudden, the versatility of the Grace memory became super important. And so each one of these advances in generative AI and the advancement of AI really begs for not having a widget that's designed for one model, but to have something that is really good for this entire domain, properties of this entire domain, but obeys the first principles of software. That software is going to continue to evolve. That software is going to keep getting better and bigger. We believe in the scaling of these models. There's a lot of reasons why we're going to scale by easily 1 million times in the coming few years for good reasons, and we're looking forward to it, and we're ready for it. And so the versatility of our platform is really quite key. And it's not if you're too brittle and too specific, you might as well just build an FPGA or you build an ASIC or something like that, but that's hardly a computer.
Our next question will come from the line of Blaine Curtis with Jefferies. Please go ahead.
Hey, thanks for taking my question. I actually kind of curious. I mean, being supply constrained, how do you think about? I mean, you came out with a product for China H20. I'm assuming there'd be a ton of demand for it, but obviously you're trying to serve your customers.
That was a misprint right there, guys.
Just
that was a misprint.
Curious how you're thinking about that in the second half. You could elaborate, any impact, what you're thinking for sales as well as gross margin.
I didn't hear the question. Something bleeped out.
H20 and how you're thinking about allocating supply between the different Hopper products.
Well, we have customers that we honor, and we do our best for every customer. It is the case that our business in China is substantially lower than the levels of the past, and it's a lot more competitive in China now because of the limitations on our technology, so those matters are true. However, we continue to do our best to serve the customers in the markets there, and to the best of our ability, we'll do our best. And so, but that, I think overall the comments that we made about demand outstripping supply is for the entire market, and particularly so for H200 and Blackwell towards the end of the year.
Our next question will come from the line of Srini Pajjuri with Raymond James. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Jensen, actually more of a clarification on what you said. GB200 systems, it looks like there is a significant demand for systems. Historically, I think you've sold a lot of HGX boards and some GPUs, and the systems business was relatively small. So I'm just curious, why is it that now you are seeing such a strong demand for systems going forward? Is it just the TCO, or is it something else, or is it just the architecture? Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. In fact, the way we sell GB200 is the same. We disaggregate all of the components that make sense, and we integrate them into computer makers. We have 100 different computer sys configurations that are coming this year for Blackwell, and that is off the charts. Hopper frankly had only half, but that's at its peak. It started out with way less than that even, and so you're going to see liquid cooled version, air cooled version, x86 versions, Grace versions, so on and so forth. And there's a whole bunch of systems that are being designed, and they're offered from all of our ecosystem of great partners. Nothing has really changed. Now, of course, the Blackwell platform has expanded our offering tremendously. The integration of CPUs and the much more compressed density of computing, liquid cooling is going to save data centers a lot of money in provisioning power, and not to mention to be more energy efficient. And so it's a much better solution. It's more expansive, meaning that we offer a lot more components of a data center, and everybody wins. The data center gets much higher performance, networking, from networking switches, networking, of course, NICs. We have Ethernet now, so that we can bring NVIDIA AI to a large-scale NVIDIA AI to customers who only know how to operate Ethernet because of the ecosystem that they have, and so Blackwell is much more expansive we have a lot more to offer our customers this generation around.
Our next question will come from the line of William Stein with Truist Securities. Please go ahead.
Great. Thanks for taking my question. Jensen, at some point, NVIDIA decided that while there were reasonably good CPUs available for data center operations, your ARM-based Grace CPU provided some real advantage that made that technology worth delivering to customers, perhaps related to cost or power consumption or technical synergies between Grace and Hopper or Grace and Blackwell. Can you address whether there could be a similar dynamic that might emerge on the client side, whereby while there are very good solutions, you've highlighted that Intel and AMD are very good partners and deliver great products in x86, but there might be some, especially in emerging AI workloads, some advantage that NVIDIA can deliver that others have more of a challenge?
Well, you mentioned some really good reasons. It is true that for many of the applications, our partnership with our x86 partners are really terrific, and we build excellent systems together. But Grace allows us to do something that isn't possible with the system configuration today. The memory system between Grace and Hopper are coherent and connected. The interconnect between the two chips, calling it two chips is almost weird because it's like a super chip. The two of them are connected with this interface. That's like a terabytes per second. It's off the charts. And the memory that's used by Grace is LPDDR. It's the first data center grade low power memory. And so we save a lot of power on every single node. And then finally, because of the architecture, because we can create our own architecture with the entire system now, we could create something that has a really large NVLink domain, which is vitally important to the next generation large language models for inferencing. And so you saw that GB200 has a 72 node NVLink domain. That's like 72 Blackwells connected together into one giant GPU. And so we needed Grace Blackwells to be able to do that. And so there are architectural reasons, there are software programming reasons, and then there's system reasons that are essential for us to build them that way. And so if we see opportunities like that, we'll explore it. And so today, as you saw at the build yesterday, which I thought was really excellent, Satya announced the next generation PCs, Copilot plus PC, which runs fantastically on NVIDIA's RTX GPUs that are shipping in laptops, but it also supports ARM beautifully, and so it opens up opportunities for system innovation, even for PCs.
Our last question comes from the line of C.J. Muse with Cantor Fitzgerald.
Last question, guys.
Please go ahead.
Last question.
Yeah,
Do me a favor.
Thank you for
if you're
taking
new
the
to this
question.
channel,
I
hit
guess,
that like,
Jensen,
hit that
a bit of a
subscribe
longer-term
button.
question.
I'm here every
I know
single day,
Blackwell
baby.
hasn't
If I'm
been
not
launched
on
yet, but
live,
obviously
we're doing it on
investors are
Discord.
forward-looking,
So
and
smash that
amidst
like, smash that
rising
subscribe
potential
button for me.
competition from GPUs and custom ASICs, how are you thinking about NVIDIA's pace of innovation ahead? Your million-fold scaling over the last decade, truly impressive. CUDA, sparsity, precision, Grace, coherent connectivity. When you look forward, what frictions need to be solved in the coming decade? And I guess maybe more importantly, what are you willing to share with us today?
Well, I can announce that after Blackwell, there's another chip, and we are on a 1-year rhythm, and so you can also count on us having new networking technology on a very fast rhythm. We're announcing Spectrum X for Ethernet, but we're all in on Ethernet, and we have a really exciting roadmap coming for Ethernet. We have a rich ecosystem of partners Dell announced that they're taking Spectrum-X to market. We have a rich ecosystem of customers and partners who are going to announce taking our entire AI factory architecture to market. And so for companies that want the ultimate performance, we have InfiniBand Computing Fabric. InfiniBand is a computing fabric. Ethernet's a network. And InfiniBand, over the years, started out as a computing fabric, became a better and better network. Ethernet is a network. And with Spectrum-X, we're going to make it a much better computing fabric. And we're committed, fully committed to all three links: NVLink computing fabric for a single computing domain, to InfiniBand computing fabric, to Ethernet networking computing fabric. And so we're going to take all three of them forward at a very fast clip. And so you're going to see new switches coming, new NICs coming, new capability, new software stacks that run on all three of them. New CPUs, new GPUs, new networking NICs, new switches, a mountain of chips that are coming. And all of it, the beautiful thing is all of it runs CUDA, and all of it runs our entire software stack. So if you invest today on our software stack, without doing anything at all, it's just going to get faster and faster and faster and faster. And if you invest in our architecture today, without doing anything, it will go to more and more clouds and more data centers, and everything just runs. And so I think the pace of innovation that we're bringing will drive up the capability on the one hand and drive down the TCO on the other hand. And so we should be able to scale out with the NVIDIA architecture for this new era of computing and start this new industrial revolution where we manufacture not just software anymore, but we manufacture artificial intelligence tokens, and we're going to do that at scale. Thank you.
Wow. Well, that's it, guys. That is it, baby. That was absolutely beautiful. That's a beautiful thing, guys. There was a lot that they went over there. A lot they went over and a lot that we're going to need to cover, and we're going to do that tonight at 9 inside the Discord. So if you guys are new, if you made it this whole time from start to finish, a big kudos to you. I want you to go ahead and look at my screen right now. I need to do a little refresh on this bad baby. If we take a look, we're up to 15 likes. Let's see if we can get up to 16. If you're in the chat right now, look at my screen. Smash that like button for me. Smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, it looks like we got 3 extra subscribers tonight. Bless your hearts. I'm glad that we could get some new, fresh meat in the chat room. It's good to have you guys join the Discord, too. You guys are going to see just how much we really do, guys. How much we actually do, how hard we actually work. We go over a lot of different things. Tonight, we're going to go over the state of the market. We're going to find the right stocks for our trend breaks and base breakout strategy. And if you're new and none of that makes any sense to you, well, join up. Ask all the questions you need to. We'll get you all set up and ready to go, and we'll keep you safe in the market by teaching risk management first and foremost. If you're more of an advanced trader, we have plenty for you as well. So go ahead, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on NVIDIA's earnings call. It was a doozy of a day as we pulled all the way back to 918. Then we rip tater chip $80 stinking up to 989, blowing through the all-time highs of 974. Well, guess what? Not only that, but we landed well above 1,000, making a new all-time high for NVIDIA at $1,023.44. Read them in wheat, baby. I don't care if you're a bull or you're a bear. The price action tonight was worth getting goosebumps over. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope to see you guys tonight at 9 p.m. If I don't, I'll see you on the next live stream. You guys have an awesome day. And remember, you're a loser unless you're learning. Take care, guys.